Pretty nice day all around for the stock market. Obviously, pre-market, you had Trump's news coming out about Iran. That's why you had that nice $20 pop there for a minute. And then basically everything was just kind of lingering and kind of settling from there. But Palantir actually went with the market. They had a little bit of a lull in there, but actually ran into close. So we're sitting right now at the 160 levels. We're up around $10 right now from last week's close. So all in all, nice big green day in here. You can see that basically the move we had today is basically it more or less eclipsed what we did for the past 2 weeks in here, right? So ever since we had that big drawdown right here at the end of last year, we found some footing down here around February at this lower trend line around those 120s and 130s. Got a little pop in here 4 weeks ago. The past 2 weeks, really a whole lot of nothing, especially with the market kind of lingering and trying to figure out what's going on. And today, there's our pop in here. But now we have to see if we can hold this 160, right? So that is going to be key going forward in here. This was a nice kind of support for us going all the way back to July of last year. You can see a couple touch points here, touch point here. That 160 is a nice big psych level for us as well. So that's going to need to hold before we can start continuing higher in here. Also, it's good to note that our 9-day EMA and our 200 SMA are getting close together. We're sitting at 155 and 152 respectively right now. So we're going to see if that 9-day EMA starts to turn over here and crosses back over top of that 50-day SMA. And then we start to get a little bit of an expansion. Above this 160, basically, we're going to be looking at 170. That's going to be next up on our radar. And then anything outside of there, it's really this 186 mark. To the downside in here, obviously, we're going to be looking at those SMAs. So the 50-day sitting at 155, that 9-day sitting at 152. And below there, there's really nothing to save us until we get back down here to those 140s, which we were in the beginning of February. As far as expected move go, it looks like everybody's pricing in right around a $7 expected move priced in by this week. If you go all the way out to the next expiration, which is going to be the following Thursday, that's going to be a $10 expected move. Then you're going to be looking at right around a $13 expected move for that following Friday. Also here, we're going to be looking at SOFI. Now, overall, your volatility in SOFI has slightly contracted. That's just because now that we're getting closer here to this bottom, we are finding footing down here. You see we're kind of settling down right here. It's really the 1675s. We have marked down here for the 1621s. This is coming off a previous resistance back in February of last year. But ever since we kind of settled down in here with those upper 16s, it looks like volatility's got sucked out in here. Your IV rank went down to 19. Expected move is basically 84 cents by this Friday. Next Thursday, about $1.30. And if you go all the way out to the following Friday, right around 170. To the upside in here, what are we looking at? We have this 9-day EMA lingering. That's going to hold a lot of weight. That's sitting at 1932. Outside of that, we're looking at 2042. But really, what we're going to be looking at is more or less nice whole numbers. So we're sitting at 1715 right now. We're looking at 18. We're looking at 1850. We're going to be watching 19. Kind of just looking at 50-cent increments, working our way up, right? So that's more or less the moral of the story in here. But all our momentum indicators are showing that this thing is pretty oversold right now. So we're going to see what kind of pop we could get in here and when. You can see how much we expanded here on our Bollinger Band. So we need to tighten everything back up in here. So perhaps either we're going to get a run up and reversion back to the mean, or we're just going to kind of settle down in here right in between these 16s and these 20s for quite some time before we get another pop either way. So that's what we're looking at here on SOFI. Again, 84-cent expected move in here. So a little bit of volatility getting sucked out really in the whole market today because of the VIX. We had that drop because you had a pop in SPY. But we're going to see how SOFI and then Palantir relate to the overall markets and what happens as we continue throughout this weekend here. But all in all, good day for Palantir and SOFI. We're setting up for something. The question is just kind of when and then how quickly are we going to be running up or down. All right, guys, if you like this video, make sure to check us out on all of our social media. We also have a Discord service if you're interested, and you can find all of our socials in the description below.